Maryland, is there any coming? Maryland, they go there. Is there any coming? Brent's not going to be there. Brent's not going to be there.
Yes, sir.
You're on, brother? Go up here. Go up here.
We need more agendas.
Chair. Chair. I got checks today. I know that so we only have about 6. I think there's a drag and she's on. Was she there? Oh, I think we're looking at yeah, there's a lot of those things.
Oh, comments? Yes, I'll take it.
You're starting to look at it. Almost there. Did you move to Liberty? What's that? Did you move over to Liberty?
For a little bit. Now I'm back.
You back? Good. Good. We missed you. Good evening. 601, July the 24th is Halloween apparently on the Prospect. I'll do anything for attention. So, next month it'll be a different get-up. It's like always, we're going to start with an invocation and then the budget. Eddie's gonna lead us in invocation
Yeah, let's all stand.
and then the pledge.
Wonderful Jesus, Lord, we love you today. God, we ask that your presence be here in this meeting. Give us the wisdom and the knowledge that we need. Help us, Lord, to make good, sound decisions, Lord, that would further Cleveland in this area. Lord Jesus, we're thankful for your blessings, for your promises, for they're all yea and amen. We give you the praise and the glory today. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Okay, Patrick.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to Texas, under God, one and indivisible.
Third grade.
Okay, public comments. Man, we got a lot. Greg, you want to go last? You did.
Someone else may cover,
Huh?
someone else may cover it for me.
Yeah. Just so I don't step on anybody. Y'all want to go in the order that y'all came in, or does it matter? All right, Kurt, you want to go first?
I want to talk to you all about what the theater's doing and what we need the city to do. So we're increasing a lot of traffic in town. Before I leave, I'll leave each one of these. But, you know, what we're bringing to the city is exactly what I promised. So we're filling the local hotels. We're putting additional patrons in the local restaurants and businesses. We're holding additional events for after shows, which increases the revenues that some of our businesses are turning. And now we opened up a music school in town. So we're also releasing recorded music that is going out, and it's got Cleveland stamped all over it. So we're doing what we said we would do over a year ago. So what we want to do to get the city involved and start here with EDC is move to get on the agenda so you guys can look at how you can sponsor the theater in shows. We've got different programs, we've got different levels. What I'd like to do is reach one level that the city can participate in per month. And what that does, by doing so, depending on the show that we would assign it to, even though we say it's monthly, that may lower ticket costs for patrons. That means we fill more seats in the theater. It's been a slow summer. It allows for more revenue for improvements. The whole sidewalk up and down Houston Street on that southbound side needs to be cleaned. It's bad. So I looked at the revenue, what it would take to have somebody come in here and clean it. Also, some of that where we have our green room and agenda center, or our event center, needs to be repainted. And I know they're privately owned buildings, but that's still revenue that we've got to put out in order to improve that so it looks better. So it shows the city is behind what we're doing, and it supports it to the local community, and then that helps them rally behind it. The more we get more people rallying behind it, and they see what we're doing, and they see that the image of Cleveland has changed, the more people we got coming through the city. More people means more revenue for the city. So there's several options on here, and like I said, I'm gonna leave it. I know y'all can't comment today, but we are doing what we said we would do for the city, and we will continue to do so. I've put the word out there. I gave my word, and I'm standing behind it to this day. But we're not going away. We're going to be here, and we need the city and you guys to get behind us. So that's the reason why I come up here tonight to make those comments about that. That's all I've got, and I'll pass these out to you. Okay.
While he's doing that, this board knows, but maybe you guys might not know that during this public comment, we don't comment back. We don't ask you any questions. We just hear you. So if you want to ask us questions, wait till after the meeting, and we'll be glad to answer any questions you have.
And I will.
Pardon?
And I have to.
Okay. Thank you, Kurt. Aaron Holmes. He has his address here and his copy of business support.
Good evening, everyone. Who else don't know, I'm one of Kurt's partners
I just want to take a few minutes to kind of echo what he's talking about. Some of the things that Kurt hadn't talked about were our support for the local community. We spent a lot of time, invested a lot of money in the TAIL organization, local businesses, supporting the veterans, things like that. And I just want to echo what he said. I'd like to see a little more community back. I know that the festivals that are going on in the city now were outsourced outside of PWR. Kind of wish we'd been involved in that somewhat. There are a lot of functions that go on in the city that I think that we could help you guys get the most utilization for your funding. So that's something that I just want to bring to the council. We support, we keep all of our business local, Hotel, Stands, Music, between Pepe's and the Wagon Wheel. We try to keep everything in town. That was one of our promises, was to keep everything here in Logan. So what we're looking for is just that return favor, just try to get some local support back. The businesses are supporting us back, so we have a really good relationship with the city as far as the community and the business as they see the positive that we bring with the business here. And just want to take a few seconds and first introduce myself, but second off to just to kind of echo what Kurt said and see if we can look at maybe possibly get some city support to kind of help keep this ball moving, because it looks like I'm the sound engineer in the back of the room, and I can tell you 2 years ago the mention of Cleveland, Texas and Nashville was unheard of. We booked multiple artists, and I work with a lot of engineering firms on the music side outside of here, including Nashville, and now I have folks from Nashville calling me, requesting that we do work with them from Nashville. So the proof's in the pudding. We're putting our feet down, we're getting the work in, and we're getting a lot of eyes on the city right now. So we just really need help driving that home. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Says his name is Juan Lozano, but we know he's camping.
All right, man, sorry.
That's my nickname.
Yeah.
Well, how you doing? Same thing. I'm with Kurt and Pam, the same business. I feel like we do need a lot of support from the city. I mean, I've been here for 20 years. We always try to help everybody as far as schools, kids going to state when they're not sports, veterans, we always try to do something for them. And I'm really happy, but sometimes we do need a little push from the city, media and Facebook, all that kind of stuff. I see now in Montgomery that I work on for a little bit right now. I see like the city posting, like you post something like, hey, we're gonna have this event, and the city will repost it, and all over the media. And I haven't seen that in a while, and that helps a lot. Also with the Latino community, we need a lot of help. There's a lot of Latino people that's moving up this way. As you can see now, all the schools they're back up already, and we do need a little support on that. Like we've been as a Latino, been here for a long time. Sometimes I try to bring stuff for them to do, but it doesn't get up there, like I said, because there's not a push from the city saying, hey, we have this event, we gotta do it. Come and check it out. That's the only thing I see that it can really help us, not only for the music venue, but for the restaurants, for everything. We try to keep it local. We don't try to push it somewhere else, and that's, I feel that's part of it that needs to be done. Just kind of push it and help us out to work on it. And also just echo whatever they're saying, that we need that. It's really important. Now that we have a music venue, I mean, it's so great to have something different in this town, because, 20 years, all you hear about Cleveland when I moved here is bad things, blah, 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 blah. Now we're doing better. Now we bring new stuff in town, and I would like for you guys to at least help us in that part, because I know right now, all the media helps a lot. I mean, it really helps a lot. I mean, everybody's on the phone, 24/7, checking, see what's going on, and that really will make a really good push on whatever we're doing in time. So, other than that, I mean, we have this, we've been 20 years here, so 23 actually. And Cleveland has been great. It just needs that little push, So, all right, and that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Becky.
Thank you.
Noted. Fred Terrell. No topic, that means he's probably gonna yell at us.
Name is Fred Terrell, I live at 403 Dunn here in Cleveland. I'm not with Kurt, I'm not with Becky, I'm not with Booker, but my heart is. I know that they're here to do what we keep wanting, bring people to. And I didn't know they were going to be here, but I will support them. We've got a budget workshop coming up real quick. And somehow between what police needs, the firemen, firehouse, our parks, and everything else, we're trying to squeeze some money to make this happen, as far as I'm concerned. My main reason up here is that I know that there's EDC's talking about a cover for over the food trucks meet once a month, 10 months out of the year. And I'm all for it. The pavilion is something good. I think it should look good. I just want your board here to think about, is that the right place to put it? We're only going to use the Met Pavilion one Thursday of the month. Now, when other people use it, I don't see it as a wedding venue. I don't see it as family reunions. But there may be some other uses for it. But I can see a little bit bigger pavilion over at Stansel Park and place for people. I know they have rodeos and things. And I see people out in the sun. So I'm just saying it's a good thing. I'm not against it. Just think about where we put it. That's all I got. Thank you.
Okay. Guess that's all closed, huh? Thank you, Fred. I will go to number 3 is the reports and comments from the board staff. We'll start down there with, we normally start with Darlene. We'll give her a minute to think about it. How about you, Patrick? We'll start with you.
You put me on the spot.
All right, we'll start with Darlene. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Okay, you go last, Pat.
All right.
Good evening. I just wanted to comment on the article that was in the Blue Bonnet, referencing Liberty, Dayton, and Cleveland. And Robert, the article was wonderful. The things that's going on in the areas and the upcoming things, it was, I liked it. I really did. I just wish that everyone, maybe you were bringing out some of the things that you said in the article. It was in the Blue Bonnet last week.
What did it say?
Week or two ago. It was talking about, excuse me,
Could you pull your mic a little closer?
thank you. It was speaking of how Liberty, Dayton, and Cleveland, how they're growing, how industry is coming to our areas. It mentioned all the industries that's coming. We even have a little shopping center coming. Just positive things about the growth of Liberty County and the 3 main cities in Liberty County.
Okay, that's good. You're done, Marilyn?
I just wanted to say, this is in reference to, I guess you could say on top of that, what all the gyms were talking about, involvement with the city, everybody getting involved to support them. But I just wanted to comment on the last few events that we had. When I mentioned about cleaning up our city. I'm going to stick with that one, cleaning up our city. And I understand people coming here, but when people come here, you want your city to look nice as well. But I think Robert, or whoever is responsible for getting that little corner where the old church's chicken is, It looks so much better. When people drive through, they see our city. And I can remember going to different businesses along with Robert, trying to get businesses to come here. That's the first thing they say, how trashy Cleveland is. We have to clean up our city. I don't care. You can do all things you want to do around here, but if you don't clean up the city, it's still going to be a representation of you. It has to be cleaned up. I mean, picking up the paper, cutting the grass, getting the wires, the grass off the wires. You got to clean up. You got to fix the curb appeal. You got to put paint down. I mean, sometimes it takes just little things. And with that little thing, getting that corner cut, it looks so much better. And I did see some other areas that were cleaned up as well. And thank you, Roger, for helping get some of that grass cut. But we have to clean up our city. And I did want to ask Mr. Smith some questions. I do want to talk to him because there's so much more that we can do. Because I don't even know if anyone have ever been into the theater besides Rachel Hall. Okay, when this came up, I think it should have been an invitation for maybe some of the city people and some of the EDC people to go in. I mean, even if we didn't come to the event, hey, come guys, let's see what we've done. Come see what we've done. I mean, and that would help us to sort of carry the word along as well. I mean, I know we're supposed to respond, but it would help. And then the type of music, I don't know if it's, I don't know what type of music, country or zydeco or bluegrass or what. But all that makes a difference as well. Because you want to sort of Latina music, whatever. You want to make sure that you involve all the people. And even if we have a downtown event, this could be something that EDC can do, a downtown event, and then sort of wiggle people in and say, hey, just come and look and see what we have here. So it has to be a coming together thing. It's such a division here in the city. This is why we have the things that we have, because we're not together. But we have to maybe get Latina liaisons to sort of come in and know what's going on and sort of communicate with the other people. A lot of people don't communicate because, for whatever reason, they don't feel comfortable. They don't know nobody. They don't know what's going on. But sort of get something together so we can do a better job in supporting our businesses, our events, and all that. And I do agree the advertisement always been bad. Because I mean, some people say, I didn't hear about it. They hear about it a week later. Oh, you did that? I didn't hear about it. So we do have to sort of work together to try to get an advertisement out there as well. But I do agree that we need to work together.
That's what's the president. Can I add something to what Ms. Clay just said? Is it possible to the city council members, Eddie and Fred, on the board out here, because I pass by the theater and quick glance, see who's coming and the events coming up, why can't we put it on the board out here? Is that possible? I mean, it's for the public. Thank you, Opportunity. Thank you.
We'll think about it.
Check our legals if you can get the city something for public thing. I would say go for it. Wow. You don't have a problem with it as long as it's black.
Because it would be more visible there, because I passed by, okay, what's going on? But when you pass by the theater, there's traffic, and I know Haggerty, I want to say Mary, is coming, but you're driving and you don't want to hit the person in front of you, that's all you see. And as Kurt, Pepe, and the others stated, the more communication, the more that we, within the city, get the information out and do more, advertise, you would get more people, even local people, if they knew what was going on. And clean up, that's another subject that I'll get to later. Thank you.
Pat, I'll go last. Patrick, you got anything?
Yes, let me go ahead and say something now if I have time. I want to make a comment also about what Darlene was saying about the three cities.
And I agree with that. To sum it up real quick, like, you have 3 cities, and I think we're last as far as that report went. Liberty and Dayton are both doing a moving business down there. I was there today looking around, and they're busy. There's a lot of growth going on, but they have streets and land available on the main thoroughway. So that's their advantage. We don't have that here, but we're still trying. We do have businesses coming in, and I'm not going to be negative on it. That's just the way things are for us. You know, the businesses here that came up and questioned to discuss with us, yes, they're concerned, and we need to help them. They absolutely need to help. I've been to all establishments. The theater puts in a good performance. They put on good entertainment there. I've been there a couple times already, and it's good. You put on a good feast up at the top stairs, you know, on the balcony. It's all good there. And of course, you can't say nothing against Pueblo. Pueblo puts on a good feast there, good food, good drinks, and everything's great there. So there's just a few of the individuals here that are representing the businesses here locally, and there's other establishments that, you know, could probably do the same thing too, but these guys here are they're wanting our support, and we need to give it to them and do what we can for them. We know there's cleaning up to do, but gosh, it's just going to be a little matter of time. That's all it is. And it can't happen overnight. It's not going to happen. But if everybody puts an effort out, not throw the trash out in the parking lot and stuff like that, but, you know, we can nitpick it to death, you know. So who's at fault? Who's it belong to? Parks and Development, you know, Public Works, or what? Who knows? But we can't be putting those people out there, the scapegoats to do everything. And another comment I wanted to make is Rachel Hall. I read an article on her today, and it was very good. I didn't know that she was part editor, but she did a report on the VFW, which is on the outskirts of town, on steak night. You know, everybody needs to be aware of that. I thought they were, and they put on a good steak for $18, baked potato salad, all that. I'm not trying to put a plug in for them, but she did a good report on there, and I wanted to thank Rachel for doing that, and that helps out the surrounding communities and your establishments. But anyway, guys, thank you all for being here this evening, and we'll continue to support you as much as we can. Thank you all. That's all I got.
Rachel, you got anything?
Absolutely.
Now that you're a rock star.
Thank you for that. By the way, it is fantastic. Thank you. Now, I wanted to say thank you for everyone in attendance, everyone watching online. I know we get a lot more online views or after the fact. I have noticed around town recently, last 4 to 6 weeks, more things popping up, a little gas station lot and these strip centers and other things going on. So there's business development that's going on that was mentioned in the Blue Goddess news articles. I'm excited to hear more specific details about some of the names or some of the maybe places or companies that might be coming into those spots. But I want to thank the businesses that are already here and already called Cleveland home. And also, I don't know if I'm late, I did miss the last meeting, I was out of town, but I think that in part to our businesses and city sponsorships, we put on a fantastic fireworks show. And I just wanted to thank everybody involved. I know that that takes money, funds, and I think that that's something great for the community, so I was happy to see that. And other than that, I am going to agree with most everyone up here, or everyone up here, as far as kudos to Kurt. I have seen him do a lot just in the last year. I've seen him supporting kids. I've seen him supporting local businesses, advertising for them, putting on shows, doing things for the community. But it has a heart for Cleveland, and whatever you can do to support businessmen like him and get more to come into town, I think that that's the right direction for the city. So you have my support, and I hope we can help you in whatever way possible. And that's all.
Okay. Alex, you have anything? No. Okay, I have a little bit. Curtis, your place is nice. I said I've been there. I haven't seen a show there because I pulled the trigger way too late. Sold out. You got a lot of sold out shows. My wife was reading your lineup for the next movie line. man, I recognize every name on there. So you got a good thing going there. I don't know how you did it, but you got a lot of big shot guys coming, ladies, and performers coming to perform there. One thing that we may be able to help you do is, as far as advertising is, I mean, that sign out there is good, but I never even look at it, but that's just me. But there's a banner across 105, right there at the Martin, when they change oil, right there. We could, I mean, you'd have to put a banner up every time for a performer or a special performer if you wanted to. And how does, Roger, somebody tell me, how does that banner get put up?
Text on.
You have to
Text
You
on.
can put it up for 30 days,
For 30 days?
30 days at a time.
So
But there's no charge for it. There's no charge for the permit.
Okay. Just pay for the banner.
You just pay for the
That-
banner
that may be
and have it
something
put
that-
up and taken out, but you can swap it out. Like you can, if you run the permit, you can have a banner there all the time, changing it every 30 days or whatever.
You may not have to do that, because you're not having a problem filling up. But that's just so you know that thing is there. Everybody needs to use it. And as far as cleanup goes, it's been a problem for the city my whole life. And I always thought, shame on the city for letting that happen, until I learned how it works. The city has enough problem. So I take a short breath, my rib is broken. The city takes a long time to clean up their own property. But private property is different. City is not, city, I don't know about the EDC, but the city is not charged with cleaning up private property. We cannot go in an HEB parking lot and start picking up paper. If it's on city property that we maintain, if it's textile property, we're not allowed to do it. And that's shameful because they're not going to do it. We would do it easily. But if there's city property that's not cleaned up, bring it to the city's attention. If it's private property, Betty's been dealing with this for a long time where he's at. And one day I got out of my car, started picking up trash, and somebody, assistant manager, came to me and said, "No, I got that." I said, "Well, been here for about 2 weeks." And I kept on picking it up. And so that doesn't mean we can't get a group of us together and go garbage picking up day. You know, something like that. But there's always that one person out there, 1 or 2 or 3 or 10, that said, "Look, our taxpayer money picking up HEB property or Walmart property." You know what I mean? We don't need that, but we need it cleaned up. You're right, we need it cleaned up. So figure out a way to do it. Because it runs people off, sends a bad message about Cleveland. I've delegated that out of my life. And you can follow up though in just a minute, Brown, if you want to. The other thing is, I'm always about golf. Just golf course open a month or so ago. Sticker over there. And had a good soft grand opening, and then Saturday, 2 weeks ago, had our first tournament, and it turned out to be a big hit. So y'all go check them out if you're a golfer. They need business. Go ahead, Lynn.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that. I agree with you saying, but if it's private property, and I understand that the city cannot do everything, and this is where the people that are on the outside looking in has to get involved. But the private property, just like Mr. Reynolds said with that church's chicken, even if someone sees this, I mean, turn the name in, you know, because somebody can make a call. Make a call to that company, and if they care about it, they can get it done. Just the way I did in real estate, I'm sure you can vouch for this. If there is a person that's owning a property, and if it's not cut, or the grass is growing over, then you hold those people accountable and give them a call.
Yeah.
And sometimes they go ahead and do it, and that's what happened on that property, I believe, churches. Just call them up, say, "Hey, we tired of looking at your grass, come and cut it. If you don't, we're gonna find you or something."
One day I grabbed my weed eater and started hacking up grown up weed on my head, growing up to your thighs. And I knew they were going to come out there and jump on me. hey, it looks so good, they do like they want. Probably have to come out good again. Okay, that's the end of that. Item 4 is a reported comment from Robert Reynolds. Robert, you got 3 minutes. 3 minutes?
I don't talk that fast. Hey, I'd like to thank Curtis, Pepe, Aaron. I mean, I really appreciate it. I know you guys done what I know. You know, Pepe is, every time we've called on Pepe's been there for us. He's set up a lot of meetings for us. And I appreciate everything you've done. And Curtis, he's bringing a lot of business in our city. They are staying in our motels. I've talked to Pepe. I haven't been to an event, but I've been inside his facility several times looking at it. But he is bringing people in from out of town. They are staying in our motels. So that bring coming in, they're buying gas, they're eating at restaurants. So he is doing good here. So I appreciate what y'all are doing. And I want to comment one thing. Now Pam's going to walk out of the room. I'm going to drag her into this. But one thing we are doing, you know, Curtis and I have talked about this, and we are going through budget right now. We're working on budget, and along with Mr. Swack, the city manager, we've discussed just like your things. Pam is herself. You know, we're going to budget. We got to make sure we got money in there, just like marketing, to make sure we got funds in there to help do things like that. So as we're going, and she'll be talking about that this afternoon, but we want to make sure there's funds there so we can allow to help y'all in businesses like that. So that's all I'm going to say about that thing. I know you're going to, she's on the agenda, she's going to be talking about budget, but she'll be mentioning things like that to make sure we have enough there. And so, I want to comment about the article, Blue Bonnet. You know, that was an article that they did about what's going on in the areas or what's coming. And there is a strip center coming in from Jacket Box. And just like the Buzzy Bill, I'm going to bring them in there. And the local, a gas station. The reason, and Danielle Lewis, she's over here in the Development Services. She's over there with herself. We stay in touch and she moved in there. But the thing about the strip center, the owners of the strip center has it. They haven't named the strip center as of yet. They do not have any retail people in there yet. So, I mean, there's a building coming up. It will be. So we got vacant spaces. But we don't have any vacant strip centers in town. So it's a good thing we're getting that because we don't have any. So, and the mobile gas station, they still haven't named the station yet, as of yet. So it's going to be at the corner of Dallas and Washington. They're going to have food. They got a sign out there that said, and we're going to have, you know, there's food that's going to have it, but they hadn't said what kind of food. I figure it's going to be kind of like a bus station now, have their own little deli. My guess is going to, but they may surprise me. Maybe a Subway in there. Hopefully it's something, but we don't have that information yet to give to anyone. Until it comes to us to where we can put it out, that's why we can only keep things limited. I'll comment on Buzzing Bee. You know, they're coming in. They've started their dirt work on the south end of town by the RV park over there. They have, yes sir, and that's going to be a travel center. Now, they have commented on who's probably going to be the restaurant in there. I talked to them last week. They thought they would sign by last week who was going to be. They didn't sign, so hopefully it's this week. But they're going to have a restaurant in there. And hopefully it's a nice chain that everybody likes. So, I mean, Denny's, we still got Denny's coming. It's in the still planning stage, just like for the city. In TxDOT, we're waiting on TxDOT to finish theirs so the city can do their thing. Am I correct? You're correct. So, I mean, there's things moving, there's things coming in, now coming on churches. Here's a good thing. Got in touch with them, got in touch with realtors, see if they were interested in selling. At first, they didn't want to sell, they wanted to lease it. So then, I knew someone that was looking for a building. And that being Pat Floyd's. They decided they don't sell it, they don't lease it. So we're trying to get the power over there so they can check the building out, make sure they see, improve, everything works over there. Once it does, they'll sign their lease agreement. Fat Boys is going to open August the 4th. I would like for everybody to visit him and support him, because he is going to open where he was, and he's trying to move the events in the middle of town. So, we'll comment about Burger Works, that's been our water burger. That store still wound up being their, moving into their number 3rd store where it was high, before they ever remodeled that one, or built the new one. It was in their high number, and that's getting in number 3. But he's still increasing. He increased 10 to 15%. He still is growing. So we're growing like everybody sees. Everywhere I go that. I can go on BNSF. I talk to them today. Good things come there. I can't give any information on there. They've shared a couple with me until they sign on the dotted line, and it's a done deal. BNSF put that out in public. So, but we have a lot of things coming. So, anyway, anything else? Anybody question, comment?
If I can, I will comment, and I agree with you, Robert, that we do see a lot of growth here, and the new business that have been built along Washington, is that Washington? Yeah, Washington. You can see the new buildings, the better looking buildings. It's sort of camouflage with the older buildings, and it makes it look better. But this is what I was talking about, not just speaking of trash. And I know we have a program where we can help other businesses to maintain their buildings, maybe to paint their building if they can't do anything else to it, or do signs, but help them to paint their buildings and put parking stripes, whatever they need, to sort of enhance the look of their buildings, to sort of coincide with the needs that we do have. And there is a lot of growth here. You know, we just need to maintain what we have and make it better.
And I agree with y'all wanted to clean it up, and I'll use the Texas Theater downtown. There's work that we all need to do ourselves. I mean, to see what we can improve and make it better. When you talk about facade program, I mean, if somebody comes to us, maybe we can do this one this year, maybe we can put somebody on for the next year. But do what we can. I agree with every one of y'all. So, go ahead. You got something to say?
I just have one question, something that I have heard from some businesses and nonprofits. How do they find out what all EDC can do for them? If a nonprofit is interested in receiving support for business, is it only coming to council with their website or their grants, like the facade program you're talking about? Where do people go to first to find out how EDC may or may not be able to help them, like city limit wise, or like, you know, their mission or vision or things like that? Where do they get that information? All the grants?
Yeah.
Because we don't have a website.
I was going to say, they're more, contact me, or more just like these gentlemen. Come here, sign a public comment, let us know what's going on, what kind of nonprofit, what they're asking for, what their needs are. And we're going to discuss some of that stuff later in our meeting. I've got a couple comments there. And I will say one more thing before I'm off the pedestal here. You know, we talk about these other cities growing, but I want to tell you, I meet with these other cities, and I meet with their EDC director, I meet with the city managers. It makes me feel good when I go there. But you talk about Dayton and Livingston, and I've been meeting with them people a lot. They wish what we have. I mean, they say, man, y'all have this in Cleveland. We don't have that. We want that. So, you know, somebody's always wanting what somebody else has. But that makes me feel good when I hear that, and I go to Livingston and Dayton, and they're saying, man, but y'all have this and this and this. We don't have that. I say, but y'all have this. Yeah, but look what y'all got. We want that.
I hear that too.
So it makes me feel good.
I hear that too. Okay, everybody done? Ready to move on? Going once? All right. Consent agenda is just number 5, 6, and 7. We'll take care of all 3 of those. If anybody have an issue with either one of them, correction made?
I looked over, but if we don't have any corrections to be made, I would go ahead and make a motion to approve
Okay,
item 5, 6, and 7.
motion to approve, there's a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? There's none, motion passes. Okay, action portion, number 8. Pam, your time.
Now you want to talk about that money
Yes.
that we need.
Just so y'all know, this is, EDC annual budget for 23 and 24.
Yes. You guys all have this in your packet this one
Yep.
here. The, second column is the amended budget for this year, and the last column is the proposed for next year. These are the numbers that we will compile and give to the council to approve. The, line items that are highlighted in blue, you guys do have a color copy. Okay, the ones that are highlighted in blue are the new accounts that I created that we discussed in the last meeting. And, there are a few that changed, if you guys want me to go over those, or if y'all have any questions. Yes, sir.
I have a question, and it may not be a serious question, but on your transfer out, you have there, what does that pertain to?
That was the, airport, the courtesy vehicle.
Okay,
That's the amendment, that's why it's not
so it
included in
didn't
the.
state it as a courtesy vehicle?
Yes, that's the courtesy vehicle.
Okay.
It was transferred out to, the city.
Then the next page, you have incentives. What is that for?
The incentives is, it was the facades, and, I think Robert can explain what the incentives are that we pay the different businesses, Robert?
And what that money was for came out of the cities.
Yes, it was
Yes.
incentives and facades were both budgeted at 35 total.
And you have 35, and then you have a budget of 25.
Because the facades were
That
budgeted,
was the facade that we paid,
we broke it out in a
city,
separate line.
city, county bill that came out of that.
All right.
And I want to comment, when Ms. Pam working on this, and one thing she is really trying to do, where before, we brought a lot of money out of the cities and moved it around. Working with her, I really like it to where, and we've always had the gateway since we started talking about gateway, but we're starting to do specific line items for projects. That way we can keep up, just like, downtown real, just like Buzzy Bee, things like that. I mean, and tonight, if we have anything that we think we need to put in there, I mean, we need to do it now because it needs to go before council. The council says what we have. But I like now that we're going to break some of that out.
Yes, sir, that's, the projects used to, what I tried to do under capital outlay on the second page, projects included gateway signs, downtown murals, and the Buzzy would be included in that same line item. I just added 2 digits after to break them out, so in the budget, you guys will now see all of them separate, instead of all of it being, lumped together under projects.
On the gateway signs, that's just as is, correct? We're not adding again?
No, it was all budgeted under
Yes.
projects, but 100,000 for
So it's just a
gateway.
carryover
No, it's not, yes, we'll keep the same amount for next year.
for the budget, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, oh, that's what, all right.
Yes, so just a separate line item is all.
Well, those three I understand.
Yes, everything in blue is a new line item that's not currently in your budget broken out separately.
I'm okay with it.
I have a question for clarification. One is, in my packet, I received 3 that looks like duplicates. Was that just a copy error, or was I looking at 3 different ones? Because it's a 2-page document is what it should be,
It's just
correct?
2 pages, yeah.
Okay, I got 3 2-page documents. That's why I was like, oh, okay.
That was probably covered because I received the same thing too.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure that I was.
Kind of pulled up with that.
I was trying to compare. So when you did the subcategories on the projects, what I understand what you just explained with the, the 1, 2, and 3 below that. Does that 201,000 mean that that's what was spent this year on projects? Or the 2023 for this year?
That's what was budgeted, that's not what has been spent. If you'll look at your, financial.
Projected.
Oh, no, the projected has not been updated.
Okay. So like, one of my questions, like, I know what the mural is. I believe this 30,000 was the one on the side of the tech center, right? That we did with Cleveland, or that EDC did with Cleveland?
On the side of the theater, I believe.
Right. So, have they been paid?
Yes, they have.
Okay. So then next year in 2024, when there's another $30,000 budgeted, are we planning on another mural?
Maybe
We have another.
we have another one to do.
Oh,
Whenever she finishes the one up there she's been working on,
okay.
we have another project for her to do, yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, all right, so that was, I guess, a clarification of if it was either not paid, continuing the same, and carrying over, or if it was a brand new mural project with the same, with another 30,000. That's.
No, and that was my error on the projected on those amounts. I did not update that. I do apologize.
Okay, all right.
I have a question, Ms. Harrison. This is on the travel meals and training. Is that the item on other services? Is that the item where you broke it down?
Yes, ma'am. It was originally, the original rate is not on it, but it is currently budgeted at 17.5. That's what we increased it to. And for next year, the proposed is 20,000. But like I said, Robert said, these numbers can change. I'm here to take notes and present to council what you got, whatever you guys would like.
Okay, and right above that, and this might be something the board needs to be thinking about, with the vote that we are having, one of my pet peeves has been the website. So are we not gonna put money, or try to have money set aside for that website?
We discussed all
Oh,
that.
we discussed doing something with the website. We
I
do.
don't know if I got a
With the
receipt
vote that
dollar
we,
amount.
yeah.
I know you guys mentioned it, but I need a proper amount to present to council.
Yeah, we need to put this in, like you were mentioning, is there a place to go to look for this? EDC needs to have a website, so the people that are considering relocating or just want information, they need to be able to go to that website and find the data that they need. So we do need to have, I don't know the amount that we can sort of allocate to put in there, but we do need to start with something, I believe.
I agree, and I'm just gonna say, as like just an individual, someone who might go shopping or spend money, if your company doesn't have a website where I can look things up, I'm probably gonna skip past that specific company, and I think the same thing might be true with Cleveland. If they don't know where to go and find information to get an idea before, you might be missing out on business that otherwise you could get. So I agree with website. I have a question, and I know we discussed the projects a couple months ago about what might be coming up. I did some reading online of our bylaws and other things as far as how we're, how we operate. One of the lines that I saw, and correct me if I'm wrong, because it was a lot of reading, is that we can do telecommunications projects as well as like internet. Is something in regards to the website and internet, like we lack high-speed internet in the area. Is that something that we can do as a project of internet and website development? Is that something that's feasible as part of the EDC projects, or is that not feasible?
I'm gonna discuss that later, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I noticed item 12 was a discussion of you guys' projects, which is kind of what I need.
The what?
Item 12 on the
what
agenda.
we need to put on the website?
Maybe we could do research and see what some cities have, or maybe check around to see what they got to start out.
Conroe EDC does a great job as far as communication website and the things that post on their social media where these gentlemen were mentioning sharing things about local businesses. So even if you go and take a look at Conroe EDC, they have some great examples of what you can look at.
We are not over it. One of the secretaries that was here previously, she was doing a research on websites, and she had different website information that she brought to us. So I don't know if that information is still
See
there.
if I can find it. Okay.
Yeah, that was,
So, website has been dumped under me, just like this has been dumped under me. I was hired, just buried my memories into a burnout. That's it. But we're so short, everybody keeps throwing stuff at me. So, yes, I do it, but it's not mine. It's not worth it. I'm not hired to do it, I'm not being paid to do it, but I do it out of
Pam,
Just
while they're talking,
right. Yeah,
or
exactly. But I don't know.
We don't
The thing, no, and I don't know the thing about our website besides the hours that I've spent on the phone with the companies.
we, so we don't,
Yeah.
so we don't have to push this to another meeting, you take care of this tonight, so, or need to, probably need to. $15,000 for marketing right there.
How much is that? 15?
If there's
So
15,
marketing,
oh,
15,000 there.
Oh, okay.
Use that, or a portion of that. We need to, middle of the fiscal year, if we need to adjust it, we can make it a difference. Somewhere. I don't want to bog down the meeting, I mean, not the meeting, but we can take care of business tonight. We'll come to stuff on
So on
budget.
marketing, you're saying to utilize.
For a website, for,
Oh, for you want to go ahead? Okay, and that's what I spoke with Robert earlier. I actually contacted, our auditors. And Robert does have the authority as the director to move things within the budget without having to bring it to the board as long as he doesn't go over the
yeah.
total. So if that's something that you guys want to look into, that's fine. I can help them find the money.
Yes.
There's money there, there's money to be found for.
But we could put 5,000 in the website for right now.
As of right now, you guys, I think the projected year in is 5,000. I'm not sure what the year to date is. I have to look at it. So, there is an additional 5,000 that's not being utilized this year.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
Are there anything else that you guys want to change? Or do you want me to go
You
through
made
the
note
changes?
of, you made note of a couple of things already.
Yes, sir. I removed the administrative contract. That was what you guys used before Robert was hired. And the next year's budget for that is 0. Other professional services decreased from 10,000 to 2,500 because it's being utilized. Website, we're gonna work on that. The travel increase. Robert put a line in for 4,000 for a new computer, the office equipment. He's getting a new office here. And then on the industrial park maintenance, it was increased by 2,500. And then demos were increased by 6,000.
Okay. Anybody have any more questions, ma'am?
I want to comment on that budget, be the $150,000. EDC is going to pay $150, but the city's going to pay about $150, because that's going to be a thousand. That's estimated cost about $300,000, and so we're going to split it. It could be 138, but still, we budget 150 toward that 12-inch line.
And for, so we won't exceed 150, maybe that.
Now, under business incentives, is that, for example, the line item where we might be able to support a business such as a theater? Would it come out of that budget or that line item? Because then I'm wondering if you're also still doing the facade, which is broken out under it correct as a .01, would you need to increase the incentives if you're...
Well, the facade was originally included in that 35,000.
Right.
So it's broken out. I just kept it the same. I don't, Robert just gives me the numbers.
Right.
That's why I'm bringing it to you guys, whatever.
Right, and I understand that, and what I'm saying to the board is, does the incentive amount need to increase if you're considering a monthly incentive for business support to continue doing facade grants and make this new potential project of a business? Like, you need more money for business incentives is really all I'm asking. Is that a line item?
I think the incentives are
Sponsorship that you mentioned.
Right, the sponsorships, or does that come out of like, is that the line item, like if there's some sort of support on events like the fireworks shows and things or nonprofits, does it come out of that line item? And if so, does that line item need more money potentially?
I believe that's for the new businesses.
Okay. All right.
Robert, that is for the new businesses, the incentives.
The incentives, well, some of it is, but some of it, yes ma'am, it is. But we have moved money before out of those incentives because we didn't before do a lot of the line items like we're doing now.
Right.
But we had to pull, which we can still, just like now, we still, you know, if we see something we need to support and fund, we still, like she said, we can move some funds from elsewhere and put it. The thing about it is, I mean, you put in a dollar amount, and that's where we need to go with this, because, you know, we don't have that much funds. I mean, once we pay these out, and say we do a facade and we spend, and I'll use that for example, spend X amount of dollars this year, and somebody comes to us, well, we can't do it this year, we may have to move them to the next year.
Okay.
And so, you know, carrying things over, I mean, we'll have to.
I understand. I was just of the idea of increasing or looking or adjusting it in any way. One of the areas that I think would be a good one specifically would be business incentives as economic development. You know, that's what you want is to bring businesses in and to support businesses. So that was my only suggestion. But I understand moving to another fiscal year is easy.
Yeah. Anybody have anything else for Pam? So,
Oh, I have one other question. Okay, like they were talking about business, bringing in, doing these concerts, and like they're having the hotels built. This is more hot funds for us. So whatever support, not necessarily always monetary support, but whatever support, if Cynthia said, they needed that banner that Mr. Carson, we're talking about, we could get that banner out of those funds, hot funds.
My funds, I will have to check.
our funds don't go to the city, it goes to the city.
Yeah, but,
It goes to city.
It goes to
but it comes, yeah.
Our funds doesn't go to ours. They don't go to
If
the
they're bringing
city.
dead, if it's money.
Is it, is it, remind me, the Civic Center or is it Chamber of Commerce?
CVB gets hot
CVB,
funds.
yeah.
Convention Visitors Bureau, that's Ashley, that's where the hot funds, Hedge Bets, goes to Ashley. That, she has her line out in her budget, and I was gonna, you know, talk about, and her and I have also met about helping sponsor these businesses, like banners and things like that. Her and I met, and maybe splitting some of that, because she has that hot funds.
Right, but keep in mind, the gentleman that we talked to, that was the tourist, or yeah, he said that we could probably use those funds.
Like,
Yes,
we
there is
have
a
some
certain
partners
percentage that's
with
allocated each
Ashley.
year for marketing and, advertising. There's different amounts, I actually have more information on that, but there are different amounts that are allocated
Yeah,
out.
she was in that meeting.
Yeah, she has, yeah, she was, we're right.
She was in that
But
meeting.
she has her budget as well, and the funds.
Okay.
That's it.
Ma'am, does anybody have a question for Pam again?
So we're not changing any dollar amounts except looking into doing the website with the money that's in marketing this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can make a motion to approve if this is printed with the noted corrections. And you can note the corrections if you like.
Yes, I believe the only one was the website, but that's for this year's budget. You want to- So we don't.
You named off a couple of them a minute ago.
Oh, no, those were already on here.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir, those were already updated from the last meeting.
So we need to make a motion, to approve this with the,
The noted correction. Change.
with the website,
Yes.
Oh, well, the website,
because it had zero, right?
yes, the website is
You want a line
zero.
item, or you want the line item on the?
It's already on there. It's
Yeah.
already on there.
Budget
It had
for
it.
website for next year, but
Yeah.
The marketing part?
the marketing is what,
Okay, yeah, it is line item.
Nikki said
Cover-
he-
Cover the website.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Robert said, but she can research to get a figure, but Robert said they can just fill out the 5,000.
Right here.
So
Five.
is that
so,
sufficient?
yes, that's what I'm trying to clarify now. Is the 5,000 coming out of this year's budget that's available, because you guys have money in this year's budget for the 5,000? Or is it for next year?
Yes.
This year's budget, okay.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion we approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second to approve the budget we mentioned for 2023, 24. Is there any discussion?
You know what, this goes now, it goes to council.
Yes, that'll go to council, and then I'll bring back whatever they approve.
Any discussion, any more? All Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? There's none. Motion passes. Thank you, Pam. Number 9 is discuss and possible act on red flint, sand, and gravel, formerly known as South Central Sand, for placement signage on the corner of the property at the business.
Yeah.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
yes, sir, South Central Sand, which is, quote, their main company is Red Flint. They're on the EDC property on the east side of the airport, going down County Road 2204. He had contacted me the other day, they would like to put a sign at the end of that gravel road at the corner there. What road is that? It goes off like O'Shea, that's O'Shea, isn't it? 22. I don't know that road number.
2212.
2212, but put it on our property at the corner, and that's where the corner is. There's some reservoirs in there, old ponds. But they would like to put one of their company signs there, 2 foot by 4 foot. Now, 2 foot by 4 foot, not very big sign. But I told them I need to bring out before y'all. I said I don't see a problem with it, but the board needs to make a call.
I think they need this for their trucks to see the
Yeah,
sign.
so
It's not for the
Not
business.
business.
It's a pretty easy decision if you guys don't mind. Let them do it. They're actually helping us out with property out there too.
Make a comment. I'd suggest that you build something framework to support 5 or 6 signs, because if you start selling an industrial property, other people want to put a sign. So why not build one a little bit bigger? They want a 2 or 4 sign put on it.
I thought they were gonna make their own sign.
They're
They're gonna make their
Your
own sign.
structure will cost them more to do it, thinking of the future.
They're just making their own sign for it to identify the driveway for the trucks to come in and out. I think they missed the driveway.
I understand that.
Okay.
I don't have a problem.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Is there a second? Somebody say second. Second by Darrell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? There's none. Motion passes. Thank you. Discuss and possible act on renewal of leadership East Texas membership dues. Robert?
Mr. Carson, and they have started, and this is going back maybe 3 years ago.
2021 it started, that's when the first place started.
We started Leadership East Texas, and Miss Rachel Hall is a graduate last year from their program, I believe. The first year we sponsored 2 people.
Yes.
And Rachel, did we sponsor you last year? Or,
Yes, sir.
okay.
The second is,
So we decided to sponsor last year. First year we sponsored 2, it was $1,500. Last year the board decided we didn't want to go that, so they went and sponsored 1. Ms. Hall went. Now, if you do 1, that sponsorship, I believe, went up to $850. And Mr. Carson contacted me about an invoice, but I never received it. But it was sent to the Civic Center, so I got to resend it. So we need to decide if we want to sponsor that for them. And some of it, we have new board members, and as well as president board, let them know what Leadership East Texas is. So Mr. Carson's here to discuss and kind of update again.
Well, I have a quick comment I want
Yes,
to
sir.
make. Does Rachel Hall have to refund us her student loan?
She does now.
It cost y'all, yeah. I'm just kidding, guys, just kidding.
Okay. Mr. Jim Carson.
Okay, there's a difference between membership and sponsorship.
Sure.
Membership are municipal organizations, which include EDC, city, CISDs, chambers of commerce, and things like that. And they're on one level, and they get a better rate on the sponsorship, or on the amount of scholarships that go with it. So just to back up, back in 2015, when I went over to take over the chamber, we had goals that we wanted to set, and we've got most of those done. The Transportation Committee and the Education Committee. And one of the things that we wanted to do, and Jay and I had planned this out, that we actually want to start earlier, even before COVID, but COVID slowed us down. We have a great potential of leaders in our community, but the problem with leaders is they're not born, they're taught. You either learn from an education program or you learn from the mistakes that you made that cost you a lot of money and time in business. So we set up this program. We started at, the first class was 21-22. We graduated 18 graduates in 21-22. And in 22-23 class, which graduated in April, there were 18 graduates. Now we have current memberships. City of Cleveland's been a member for 3 years. Cleveland ISD's been a member for 3 years. The Chamber's been a member for 3 years. Tarkington's been a member for 3 years. Liberty County Court System's been a member for 3 years. City of Dayton's been a member for 2 years. And the City of Liberty's been a member for 2 years. And Cleveland EDC, if they renew their membership this year, it'll be 2 years. And it's $1,500 for a membership, and you get 2 scholarships to go with it. In addition, we have business sponsors. They're not voting members of the organization. The business sponsors, Southside Bank's been a sponsor for 3 years, Prosperity Bank for 3 years, Energy Texas for 3 years, Christian Mission Concerns for 2 years, and Victory for 2 years, Reno Graphic Intervention for 2 years, Full Scope Pest Control 1 year, My Work Spot 1 year, and Lubana News 1 year. So it's a 6-month program. It's 1 full day per month in September, October, November, and January, February, and March. Graduations in April. This year we've got the alumni group that's gotten together, and they're sponsoring a kickoff luncheon so that the new students will also be familiar with what's going on. Just to give you an example, the first day it's called Visioning. It's a full day, and this program is broken into 5 separate segments of the class, and it's the best practice of work for leaders. The second one is community leadership, and we usually have people from the mayor, from the cities, the judges in the area, and community leaders that come in and talk the first part of the day. And then we also have the second part is the federal, where we have state and federal legislators come in and talk about, so they get a good understanding of how the state and federal work. The second part of that day is change management, and that's managing through change in your business. Second part. Change management is November. Half a day is change management, and the second half of the day is building relationships in your business. In January, we do the valuable laws of growth, talking about the different programs for being successful in your business. The building trust is the second part of the January class. Serving the community is the February class, and we have usually we have nonprofits and people come in to talk about how nonprofits work. They also do a class project. Now, the first year class project was the Campbell Park project. If you've been over there, they cleaned it up, did a lot of the work, put that mural, one in the men's room and ladies' room, that was painted through the leadership of East Texas. And what we did, we went to the high school art department and got the art students to actually do the painting of it. And then they all signed it. If you look at the bottom, all the kids that painted that picture, their signatures on the bottom of that whole mural on the side of the building. And then this year, the project was the log cabin, fixing that. So The whole purpose is to have the students learn about leadership and then become part of the community and understand how the community works and how things work in the community. As I said before, we looked at this, every community I've been in, and I've been all over the country, every community I've been had leadership programs. We didn't have one here, so we wanted to start one. We call it Leadership East Texas because it covers Liberty County, San Jacinto County, and Polk County. So, and this year we've also added the Cold Spring Oakhurst School District is going to be a member this year too. So, do you have any questions on that? You put brochures on your desk for each of them.
All right.
And just give an example, we've only had 2 graduating classes, and some of the things that have happened for the graduates so far. One of our graduates this year is now Director of Communications of the CISD, and he's also Executive Director of the Student Education Foundation. We also have Ashley Brizard as a graduate. She's a graduate of our first year class. We've had Melanie Cotton. She's graduated this year. She works for Congressman Bale's office right now. We have, of course, Rachel was one of our star students. And then we have one of the, Mark Rodriguez graduated from our first class. He's now principal of Douglas Learning Center. So we're seeing success, and we're hearing more about it. People are saying, hey, it's helping people get ahead of the game. This is a great part to build our community, because as businesses come in the community, they're going to look for people. That you don't want to bring people in from the outside. We hire some of our local people. Let's get them trained to run the businesses. And with a membership, as I said, last year you didn't do a membership, you just did gave a scholarship for one person. With the membership, you get advertising on the student books, have all the members listed on it and all the sponsors listed on it. They're also listed, we're putting a website together this year, and members will be also listed on the website. And then we're also doing, now that Blue Bonnet News is participating this year, we're going to see a lot of coverage in Blue Bonnet News, I'm sure. Anyone have any other questions?
So this renewal, $1,500, give us the privilege to have two
scholarships, yes. And this is going to be a long-term. We're a 501c3, as it was initiated by the chamber, but we broke off. Actually, in 2021, we got our 501c3 status, and the highest paid person on there is me, and I get 0. It's strictly a volunteer organization, except for our facilitators. We pay the speakers and everything to do that. So.
I'm glad you stated in the end what some of these people were doing afterwards, because I was just wondering how, by them going through this program, how was actually the community or the city benefiting from it, or how were they benefiting from it?
It prepares them better.
Prepares
them better to do their job that they're doing. Plus, it gives you an opportunity to grow from within. It's always better if you can promote people within than having to go to the outside, because if they learn the basics from cleaning the toilets all the way up to the top, you're better off. So.
If I might add a comment, from what I can tell of both projects that happen within the city, that the Leadership East Texas group volunteered their time, and they got sponsorships from businesses and things for materials and supplies. Both projects were beautification projects for the city through the mural and updating the park, or also like some spray painting and clearing out some things, replacing a bench, adding some lighting and other, cleaning up the exterior of the log cabin, because it was one that is most rented out for the city. The interior has been updated, but the exterior still has some needs. So I think that's another advantage. Other than the individual training for potential leaders, the projects have directly benefited beautification around the city of Cleveland.
Plus, what's happening too is the Alumni Association that's being formed is going to be a network of future leaders through the whole community area over the next 50 years.
Okay. Why don't we do this? Because we can. How do you say no?
What's that?
Why don't we do this? Because we can. How do you say no? Why would you say no?
Why would you say no? I don't understand why anybody's saying no. But that's,
I'm
I'm a positive individual. You know me from way back, Nikki.
Yeah.
When I took over the chamber, you said, "Are you crazy?"
You had some fixing to do, and you fixed it.
Great job, Jim. Thank you.
Man, we got to dig down and figure out where we're getting money from now. Maybe you should have stepped up here after him.
Well, I think Robert did that to me purposely. He put me after the budget was approved.
It's not approved.
No, okay.
Yeah, it's not approved.
So what's the pleasure of the board?
I'll make the motion that we go ahead and renew the membership fee.
I'll second. I second that.
We didn't have that, but
No, we just,
just call it,
Oh, please.
I'll call it renewal.
Okay, so we're not reading the line. I make a motion that we pay membership dues to Leadership East Texas.
$1,500.
Yeah.
$1,500 for
Annual.
2 sponsorships.
Okay.
it's annually. so-
Annual, okay.
Pat, you second it?
I second.
All right, before we discuss, you have a quick question for him right quick?
Anybody have questions?
Not, all in
No.
favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. There's none, thank you, Jim.
And I would say, I've watched Judge Judy, and I don't argue when you're agreeing with me.
Pat, you're being very patient, man. You wanna bust out of here. Not gonna worry about Steve, you only got, what, 10 businesses running around here? Okay, this next one is a two-part. Number 11, discuss and possible action on the workshop. We discussed having a workshop. On September, doing it on September the 11th through the 18th. And the second part is, possibly inviting TEDC, the Tarleton Swab, a training class for us. Go over EDC guidelines and rules. And that costs $1,500.
Can I ask for clarification?
We discussed about having a workshop.
Right, on this, number 11, it says September 11th through 18th, but I thought I had read the email packet and it said 4, like either the 11th or the 18th. Are we talking about an extended period of time, or did you want us to date either the 11th or 18th?
I can tell you right now, I'm going to attend the 11th through the 18th.
Now,
Okay, so it's 4, either or.
Okay.
now, you want me to make comments? Yeah, after our last meeting, Ms. Clay had commented about a workshop, possibly with TxDOT being SF, et cetera. TxDOT, Rebecca was out for 2 months, maternity leave, he just came back this past Monday. We talked, so when I talked about dates, but Mr. Carlton Schwab, he is Texas Economic Development Council. He is CEO and president of this organization. Answering some of your questions you've been asking, he'll come here and give a training, and this training is about 2 hours. And his fee is $1,500 for him to come here. Now, they may be some travel, there's probably going to be a minimum travel expense. Probably like 68, 62 cents, whatever it is per mile. Now, I asked him about, would we have to put him up in a motel? He said, depends on what hours and when we do this. Now, the dates he gave me that he can come is the week of September the 11th or the week of September the 18th. We need to pick our scheduled date and time. We could do a workshop that's something we need to do is through that week or two. workshop from 9 to 3. We bring in him, we'll bring in Ben SF, TxDOT, possibly someone else, but just, I need to lock him down, then I start filling in. So I just want to see what y'all think.
I think the date is okay with me.
Ma'am?
Same here.
I think the date is okay with me.
What day?
I one.
Okay.
Yeah, any day in, okay, the week, okay, either week 11, the week 11th or 18th, either one. Patrick?
I'm open, I'll go with whatever. If I can't make it, I can't make it.
So we just need to call on and pick a date.
I'm on my calendar, there's nothing on your one.
You're not going to, Belize?
So the house today.
You're not going to Belize?
It's sold.
Oh, did it?
That,
Congratulations.
I hope.
Okay.
So, Robert, now this is the day of the 11th and 18th of the week?
No, I said, that's what I said. I said the week of, it can be the 11th, the week of the 11th, or the 18th. We're gonna do it one day workshop.
But we're gonna also have BNSF and TxDOT
And
guys.
we could have,
So he has some.
we could have 3, 4 people here. So, I've already spoke to those guys. I just need to get back with them on the date and time.
Well, I cannot do it on the 20th, that's for sure.
Okay?
Okay, I make a motion that we go ahead and do it on the 11th.
On the 11th?
I second it.
I can do 11th or 18th. That's on the
Motion is for
agenda.
11.
Yes, sir.
Second.
So we're doing for the 11th and lock it in.
Robert, you gotta round them up.
Okay, 11th,
What time?
sorry,
9 or
What
10?
time?
9 or 10, did we say? What'd you say?
9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, what time?
9.
9 to 3?
You just wait.
9 to 3. Now, here's gonna be something else. Through this workshop, I mean, that'll be $1,500. There will be, you know, say a little bit of travel for him. Also, too, there will be expenses, and that's where we're going to pay him. There will be some expenses for, you won't have to have lunch.
No,
So, I need to say, if we do $2,500,
That's what we're looking at.
that'd I call it.
more.
Happy New Year, all.
Can I hear 3,000?
Yeah.
Is city council gonna be invited to that?
Yeah, y'all need to learn more about EDC.
That's right.
The whole
Yeah.
council does.
They eat a lot of things. Right there. Both those guys do.
It's not 8,000.
No.
Come on. Okay, we'll make it work. If not, we'll go take it for,
Yeah.
we'll go to Jim Carson. Change it for,
Yeah, you already know.
I'm not really thinking anymore.
And it's going to be 9 to 3, 9 to 8 to 3
11, 9 to 3.
Everyone pay for it.
That's what I'm asking, I have it in there. So
Yeah, 9 to 11. 9 to 3.
it's going to be here or city center here.
Okay, there's a motion and a second on the floor to approve this.
Here, and let me make one more comment. We need civic center. Or we need to figure out what we're
We've
going
done it
to
around here.
What?
We
We've
do it
done it
around
right here at first. I did it
Here
first.
is
Around
fine.
here?
Yeah, here is fine.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So, we're here.
We have just had to fix it.
Can't you just go pick your gentleman up? Where's he at in Austin?
What?
Where's this guy coming from?
You got a benefit, bro.
You got a great stuff. You live in that back here.
Robert.
Here's fine.
Ma'am?
On that day, will that screen be sharp and clear instead of fuzzy?
Probably not.
dim the lights a little bit, it might help.
If we do it here, we'll have to change up this a little bit, maybe somewhat.
Hey, we'll figure out all that stuff.
We'll figure,
Let's-
yeah.
Let's just continue. If we may or may not invite the council, depending on what you eat. That should be enough.
We don't need them either.
We're gonna throw the number in there on this. Who made the motion?
I hear you.
Marilyn,
Huh?
amend your motion to approve 2,500 for it.
Okay, I would like to amend my motion to make a motion to have a workshop September the 11th, 9 to 3, with a budget of 2,500.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a second. Any discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. There's none. Motion passes.
I have a question. We're going to transfer money to have the fund available for that, right? We're not gonna amend the budget.
Transfer.
Transfer.
Yes.
Okay, budget transfer.
Okay. Thank you. We're going to talk about these city projects again, hopefully not for just a few minutes.
That should go rule.
I'm about tired of them talking about it myself.
Can we say this?
Does anybody got a comment about number 12? Keep us from moving on.
I don't know if this would be a project, but I wanted to add something to this, if we can. I don't know if this would be an addition, but this is for the senior citizen building. They're needing an ice machine, and I didn't know if we could do anything to help them with that. And the reason I'm saying, and I thought it came before, but we in a crucial time right now for heat, and it's not working properly out, so.
We can tell that.
It's 10 years old, and it was actually donated to them by another individual that had a business. So, and they had it 5 years prior to that, but the machine is not working properly. The senior
When we
citizen.
find out if it's in our bylaws, that we can, or whatever, that we can do that. If it's outside of the reach of the EDC, it might be a city thing or something like. We'd like to do it, right?
Yes,
Find out we can legally.
yes, and I did tell her, it all depends on.
I don't know. Wouldn't say no to it, Marilyn, just find out if we can get y'all to do that.
Okay, thank you.
And I have a comment, I think, under action that I brought up earlier with the open comments. Part of the revitalization of the city or proposed city projects, we had other discussions about can we do a sidewalk or a road or something, but there are some different barriers as to why those projects might not be feasible at the time. But is there something that we can do as far as telecommunications or increasing the amount of high-speed internet we have within the city limits? Is that something, I did just see a line item, I think, somewhere about stuff, it's limited, but is that a project that we can look at that we can help update high-speed internet throughout the city for businesses and residents? Is that something that we
Go ahead.
What you looking for?
Well, that has been a subject with all the cities, this broadband, so that's another whole area there.
I want to
And
remind
This been
you,
going on for years, so, but it's.
Rachel,
Yes.
keep this in the back of your mind. The city has way more money than we have. Way more capability to do stuff like that, if they will turn those up. So, go to the city council meeting and ask them that.
Well, and like I said, there is a very small line item. It says telephone/internet, right? There is a line item in the budget. I don't know if that's like a telephone bill or whatever it is. Like,
For ours, it's not for that.
yeah, so I mean, it's already.
Ours is not used to, yeah.
We're talking about infrastructure and stuff like that.
Right, I'm talking about infrastructure, yeah, something that helps revitalize the
We're
city.
doing a toilet water lines, do Buzzy B out there in front of East Fort, Army Park, City of Cleveland, and EDC, it's about $300,000. So we could do that maybe, but, hey, those guys talking some voting over there, they got lots of money in the city.
Well, the council's waiting for somebody to tell us the engineering, how much difference between the 3-inch line and the 4. We've been waiting months for that.
I've been hearing about it, huh?
Yeah.
And they say it's on ground.
These guys are going to, talk about the high speed and all that, these guys have been meeting Humble and other cities. And all the way from Nacogdoches, they met with us in the past. You're talking major dollars.
And that's also one of the topics of this legislature as well.
And that's not within the state itself, actually.
So, Mr. President, Mr. Reynolds is going to check to see if we can contribute to the ice machine work.
Yeah.
And get back.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no action on number 12. Just so y'all guys know that number 12, those projects are on that list. I'm told we have a, which one?
Number 13,
No, I know that. No, you're reading.
because it's going to be a thing.
Okay. All right, number 13 is closed executive session under Texas Government Code, section 551.072, deliberations about the sale, purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. Thank you, Airport EDC. We'll be back. I'm told it'll take a few minutes. Yeah,
Are you sure you want to get up and go there? We can all leave and y'all can stay here.
Yeah, that might be better.
If
don't let me twist your arm to leave now.
Hey, we won't be just a minute, but if y'all would, that would.
Well, you don't want him to be, I mean, you want to talk to his wife about him getting up and moving?
I mean, we won't be, yeah, rolling in there.
Well, I gotta turn the whole thing off. So then you're gonna take, it's gonna take, well, no,
The microphone, no, the microphone is on. Yeah, that's why you shut down.
they're in the break room, just like they were at the council. I told you where they were. I know, it's a little mouth for you.
Like there we we used to live right here, explore.
Yeah, well, the camera, it's gonna, y'all come back from the meeting, it's gonna take me just
We're gonna stay right here.
minutes, it's gonna have to come back and set it all back up.
The video cut out the executive session with the microphone, somebody text me on the video. No, we were able to change with the microphone.
Yeah. No, they're gonna go in there. Because if not, I mean, I'm gonna have to shut this down and I'm gonna have to restart all of it, and you're gonna have to wait on that. Are we in executive? I need to, matter of fact, did you already bang the gavel for executive session? Okay.
We need to go.
There is a I know that's a whole room.
I know, maybe he's gone.
Yeah.
No, it's from right.
I know, maybe he's going right now.
The maybe he did.
I've been gone so long, I'm gonna go, but the thing about somebody
What's that? We're gonna be just a minute. If I can get everybody back.
We're on our way. I have to come to the restaurant and talk to you about your and because if you're coming from out of town and you're staying, okay, you come to the restaurant, you get this percentage, a package of everything is in that package. You see, they told me it was going to visit.
Hey, you're the same boat, you're buying liquor tonight at Pueblo.
All in one shot.
Yes, sir. Come on, Chris. I need you to
put the time, I mean, you
Oh,
don't,
okay.
you don't make comments.
What's said back here, but the time executive session
Oh, okay,
is
you
over.
don't want to do that. Time executive session, overtime executive, but you don't make comments.
I didn't say nothing yet.
Yeah, they're in here.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, I put them. I was directing everybody in there when they were showing up, and then everybody sat down too fast.
7:41. And, is there a motion for the executive session?
Yes, Mr. President, I'll make a motion that we approve the appraisal for the real estate exchange.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second. For the appraisal for real estate exchange. Is any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Here's none. Okay, Robert, you can explain these two documents right quick.
Okay, I've got a comment, and this will help you, Ms. Rachel Hall. In front of y'all, this is for, I mean, this is not a line, but I want y'all to just take these home. It's on what we are. We're type B sales tax. So here's the information, what project we can fund, what project we can and can't do by law. So,
Bylaws,
that's where you're reading.
type B,
Got any questions,
you
call
can
me,
read that
we'll visit.
and get ready for the September meeting.
And that will be discussed at our meeting.
At the workshop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that help answer your
I love
question.
you, Robert, thank you.
You'll be a step ahead of Charles Schwab. Whatever his name is. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn, please.
Yeah.
Second.
All in favor, stand up, leave.
We adjourn? We're good?